Hey guys, JP Wilson here. I am going to give you a quick review of the best uh, headphones to use for running as a sweaty everyday runner. So I run every single day. Well, I rest every now and then if I need to, but I basically run every day between about 8 or 9 kilometers as the minimum to an average of about 13 kilometers. So what's that? 8.5 miles, 8 miles, and then on the weekends I'm usually about 25 k's for a run. So whatever that is, 14 miles, 14 to 15 miles. So I run every day. I sweat a lot. I sweat more than most people, and I just want to give an overview of the best kind of earphones to get for the best value and that'll last you the longest time. I use earphones mainly because I'm trying to improve with my running, and I basically get music off of YouTube with a metronome that beats at 180 beats per minute. So it's not really music I like, and I get tired of it pretty quickly, but I look for mixes, usually an hour long, that people have put on there, all different types of music, and just making sure that there's a metronome beating at 180 beats per minute to keep my cadence at 180. So yeah, that's basically the background, and if that's something that coincides or with you, then this might be a useful video for you. The point is to get, instead of, because it takes so long researching what is the best pair to get, you don't want to get something too cheap and then they break after a short period of time. You don't want something that comes off, you don't want something that with connectivity issues, So I'm just going to go through this, try to do it as quickly as possible, and then give you my definitive. I have a very strong opinion of which is the best pair of earphones to go through. So just to show you that I've tested a whole bunch, I've got these wireless ones. Essentially, I've got a Garmin. I used to have a TomTom before. So I never wanted to run with my phone. I now do run with the phone, but I keep it off. Or I don't use it. I just have one of those tight things that fits around, almost like a belt, just because it's a bit safer. And but I always, for the last 4 or 5 years, I think, since TomTom came out with the GPS, all I really wanted, was GPS. I used to just use a stopwatch, and then after that I wanted GPS, music, and wrist-based heart rate. Wrist-based heart rate is nowhere near dead accurate, but it's more than enough to give me a good indication of how my how I did in that run. So basically I want Bluetooth headphones that connect to the watch. So for a very long time I've been using wireless headphones. This won't really be applicable to you if you if you run with a phone or you don't need wireless headphones. So there's plenty of these types. I really don't like the cables. The main reason I don't like the cables is because they dangle, and because I'm so sweaty, the earphones fall out. I also just don't like having cables around, and there's no need when you can get quite cheap wireless ones. So the first pair was these TomTom ones. They came with the watch. They were okay, but to replace them was pretty expensive. Sorry, I actually used 2 of those TomTom watches over the last few years, and again, they brought out a newer pair of headphones, and these were pretty good. They were pretty good, but eventually they got, because of my sweatiness, I guess, or running so much, they basically work for about half an hour, and then water gets in, and then they go silent. So yeah, not a pleasant experience after a period of time. So then I started looking at all of these Amazon ones. There's a whole bunch of them. I think I've only got, Soundcore, that's the other bit. So what I did is I bought these MPows and these Soundcores and these Let's Fits. Let's Fits are fantastic. They're really cool. It's just a little charging thing. They're less obnoxious looking, in my opinion, than those Apple ones. So if you like something like this is cool. The one weird thing that I do now, which is quite cool, but it is pretty weird, that you might find interesting or useful, is I listen to, if I really don't want to listen to the same music and I haven't found any other, I basically connect a metronome to the left ear, and I play music off of my watch, or I play the metronome off of my watch, and then the right ear I connect to my phone and I just listen to a playlist of music off my phone. So I'm basically listening to two things. But that's too tedious, especially now in the winter, to set up, so I don't often do that. So these are okay. They're not great when you're really pushing and you're really sweaty. These get a bit loose. They've never fallen out of my ears, but they get a bit loose. So they're cool if you only want one headphone in and you want to listen. This would be the best choice. These cost about $30 on Amazon. Really cool. So now the main thing, the most important part is all of these. You get hundreds of different types on Amazon. So, oh sorry, one other thing. There's these big ones. People use them for gym. These are amazing, but I just cannot run with them. They're just too big, too heavy, and they fall off my head. These are the Sony MX-1000s. Fantastic headphones, amazing for traveling, but terrible for running, especially if you're sweaty like me. A cheaper version if you like those, but to me, the quality on these is almost, it honestly is like, in some ways, better than those Sonys. But these are like, so these are like, I think $90, and then these are, I don't know, a stupid price, but I think it was like $400. But those are not great for running. They're not great for any exercise, I don't think. They're not great for movement. So the main thing is, the reason I'm showing them is that I've tried them. So I don't want to say that they're not good unless I've actually tried them for running, and they're definitely terrible. I've tried them. So what it came down to was MPow and Soundcore. There were a few others, but I gave some of them back and the others I just threw away. So MPow came out with a great set that was not these. Sorry, this is one of those other cheaper pairs. Senso. They all look the same. They come in a little box like this, and then that's in a little packet, like, I don't know, this little happy thing with 500 different little earpieces that nobody ever uses. So it looks all nice, and they all range from about $15 to about $40. So Senso, they were good. They lasted probably 5 months. Then what I thought, then I bought, sorry, let me just explain this to you. Then what I did is I bought the MPows. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I bought these MPows. They were okay, they were good, but they lasted also maybe 6 months. They weren't bad, but it was the same problem as with the oh man, why am I so bad with the name? They lasted as long as the TomTom ones. The problem is that they'd get wet from all my sweat. So what I looked for was these RPX7, which is an official waterproof rating. I actually can't even see where it says it here, but it does say it somewhere, RPX7 rated. Sweat guard. And these were great, but they lasted about 6 months. Then I went to MPow 2s, which